The German 109 is one of the best known warbirds from World War II. As a staple of the Luftwaffe, it remained in service right up until the last days of the war. Now, one of the questions I often run into has to do with this aircraft's nomenclature, which some people debate very passionately. Some call this aircraft the Me-109, others the Bf-109. I've seen these discussions even in my own comment sections, which is why I make this video to answer once and for all the question: is it Me-109 or Bf-109? Before we do that, however, why don't we start this off with a quick experiment. Below this video you'll find a pinned comment asking this very question. Before you listen to my answer, it would be great if you guys could make a reply there saying whether you think it's Me-109 or Bf-109, and optionally what country you are from. This is for science only and it might give us some cool answers. I'll explain why later. Also, because YouTube once again decided to prevent you from getting notifications of new uploads, make sure to hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button. This way you won't miss another of my videos when it is uploaded. Right, let's jump into this with a quick refresher. Did you notice how this discussion is seemingly only ever held on the 109 and sometimes the 110, but never on planes like the Me-410 or the Me-262? Well, here's why. ME stands for Messerschmitt. BF stands for Bayerischen Flugzeugwerke. Both companies' histories are intertwined during the interwar years, but we won't go into all the political and economic reasons for this here. Simplified, it's enough for you to know that in 1927 the Bayerischen Flugzeugwerke and the Messerschmitt Flugzeugbau GmbH fused through a cooperative merger. Planes designed throughout this partnership held the designation BF. A perfect example would be the Bf-108. In 1938 the Bayerischen Flugzeugwerke AG became the Messerschmitt AG and Willy Messerschmitt became managing director. The designation changed from BF to ME. However, by this point the Bf-109 and Bf-110 were already designed and in production. The aforementioned Me-410 and Me-262 weren't. So, this obviously now sounds like Bf-109 is the correct term to use. Indeed, a lot of the official material of the time backs up this claim. For example, manuals of the time all feature BF prominently on the cover. Take this Bf-109B manual from 1938, or this Bf-109D manual from 1940, this Bf-109 F2 and F4 manual from 1941, or even this Bf-109 G-5 and G-6 manual from 1943. So, even though these manuals were printed after the Bayerischen Flugzeugwerke became the Messerschmitt AG, the abbreviation ME seems not to apply to the 109, a plane that was designed before the designation change. Is the definite answer then Bf-109? No, it is not. The designation Me-109 can also be found in official documents, for example in this manual referring to 109s with the Daimler-Benz 601 engine. Also, take a look at this high-speed test result of the 109. On the top right, we can see the year, 1943, and the number of the test, 10905E43. Remember this number. We also see that it is written by the Messerschmitt AG, and this document comes out in the same year as the manual of the G5 and G6 that I showed earlier, which called it the Bf-109. However, in this document, in the title, we see Me-109, and in the text, we find multiple references to an Me-109. We also find the simple abbreviation 109, but I'll get into this in just a second. Browsing through this document, at the end we see something very interesting, the designation Bf-109. Check the test result number, 10905E43, proving that this is the same document that earlier called this aircraft the Me-109. And both Me-109 and Bf-109 is written not just on one page, but on multiple. And again, this whole document was written by the Messerschmitt AG. This means that the same document uses Me-109, Bf-109 and even just 109 as a designation to the same aircraft. So neither Me-109 nor Bf-109 is incorrect. However, since Bf-109 is the original designation, it is perhaps a little bit more correct than Me-109. But as we have seen, even the Germans at the time didn't really care. Thus, both the designation Me-109 and Bf-109 are correct. The Germans used both throughout the war. If you actually read documents of the time, you'll see that the Germans were very flexible on this point. In the lingo of the time, the Bf-109 could also be a 109, a 109, so a 109, or just meine Messerschmitt, my Messerschmitt, when a pilot talks about his kite. If you listen to German aces or engineers of the time, read through their memoirs, official reports, and documentation, you'll also find both ME-109 and BF-109 referenced. The same goes for official documents as I have shown. Regardless of what terminology you used, everyone knew what plane you were talking about. It's kind of like referring to water as H2O. A chemist will still understand you when you say water, and you'll understand a chemist when he says H2O. The analogy is not perfect, but you get what I mean. And thus, the greatest nomenclature debate on German aircraft of World War II is in fact a non-debate. The thing to remember is that books tend to standardize on a single designation to prevent possible confusion in the reader. A single book or document usually either uses ME-109 or BF-109, but not both. This means that this discussion might originate out of the different standardizations the post-war literature followed in different countries, and therefore finds itself perpetuated nowadays. This is why I previously asked you to tell me whether you think it's ME-109 or BF-109, and to give me your country before I gave my answer, to see if geographical differences exist. And maybe some of you noticed that it was a trick question, but if you didn't, don't worry, this was for science only. I'll see if I can post some of these results on social media and the community tab in the coming days. Keep an eye out for those. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, share it with your friends and the interwebs, and leave a comment below. If you like what I do, make sure to check out my Patreon. Even just $1 or $2 a month helps me push out these videos. And also, check out these videos I have made previously. As always, have a great day, good hunting, and see you in the sky.